everyone, myself Mehjabin Fatima. I am commerce lecturer at Allahabad High School and Junior College. Today we will see a first chapter in commerce, that is financial markets. It is very interesting chapter and you can learn many things from this chapter. Now let's begin with our chapter. But before starting with our chapter, what do you mean by financial market? It consists of two words, that is financial and market. So what do you mean by financial market? A market which deals with financial assets is called as financial markets. For example, it's a market for creation of exchange of financial assets. Means financial assets like shares, bonds, debentures, and we can call them as investments as well. So either to create these investments or to exchange these investments. If any company wants to issue its shares, where will it issue? Will it issue in physical market? No, it does have a particular market, that is financial market. So two types of people will visit financial market. The one who are in need of money and the one who has to invest money. So basically it's a link between savers and borrowers. Who are savers here? Savers are like us. How we try to save money every day? We are called as savers or households, and borrowers are the persons who are in need of money. Like company, they has to invest their money in another company or another firm. For example, if I have invested my money in any company, that company will also invest in another place where it can earn more profit, and when that company will earn its profit, it will give me my profit according to the ratio of which I have invested. So this is called as dividend. So basically financial market helps to circulate the money to the people who are in need of money. Financial market helps to link the savers and investors by mobilizing funds between them. Here, who are savers? Savers are the households and investors are the persons who are investing their money in another firms. And mobilizing means moving from one place to another. So there is a simple thing. If you are having money and you are keeping it safe at one place, it's of no use and its value will be reduced. Instead, if you invest that money into bank, then what will happen? You can get some profit, right? But currently banks are not providing good percentage of profit to us. So we are having another option where we can invest our money. Where can we invest our money? We can invest our money in financial markets. So here you are having two options, that is via bank or via financial market. These both will compete with each other and these both will give competition to each other. If you invest your money in bank, it will also earn profit, and if you invest in financial market, it will also earn profit. So it's totally up to you to choose whichever option you are comfortable with. Another point is, in doing so, it performs allocative functions. Here the money is being distributed or allocated. It is called as allocative functions. Suppose there are two persons and they are having savings with them and they went to financial market to invest their money. What will happen? These financial markets will take their money and they will also invest in another business firms, and that business firms will earn the profit, they will give, and when that business firms will earn their profit, they will give back the profit to the financial markets from where they have taken that money. So here the money is rotating or circulating among these companies. Therefore, here we can say that financial market is good alternative if you want to save your money or if you want to invest your money. Now let's see the functions of financial markets. They are mobilization of savings and channelizing them into the most productive use. Mobilizing, I have already told you, moving from one place to another. Of savings and channelizing. Channelizing means to invest, means whatever my savings are, either I should move them or remove them from my house or to invest them, means to channelize them where I can earn more profit. Maybe you have heard about shares, debentures, bonds, mutual funds, etc. In that I can invest my money to earn more profit. So here I am having two options, right? Either I can invest in bank or either I can invest in financial market. Let's consider I have invested my money in bank and bank is giving me return and interest by 3.5% to 4%, and the rate of inflation per annum is 7%. What will happen? The expenses will increase to 7%, and bank is providing me what? 3.5% to 4%. So, if the inflation is increasing by 7% annually, it's not better option for me. Then what is better option for me? Where should I invest my money? I can invest my money in financial market. That is better option for me here. So here we can invest in shares, bonds, debentures and many other security. So here we are channelizing our money in very productive way, and productive here means that we are getting good return. Therefore, it is the first function of financial market. Now let's see the second function, that is price discovery. Financial market is also helpful in price discovery. How? So two types of people will visit financial market. They are the one who demand and the one who supply. So whenever demand and supply will intersect with each other, like we get an equilibrium, right? Here demand and supply both are intersecting with each other and we are getting equilibrium of price. So the same situation continues here. Price discovery will take place only with the help of this market forces, like what is demand in market, what is supply in market. Like these, financial markets will help us in price discovery. Like this, financial markets will help us in price discovery. Now let's see another function, that is providing liquidity to financial assets. In case you are having some financial assets like shares, bond, debentures, etc., and you are seriously in need of money, what you will do? You can exchange or you can convert those assets into cash. Whenever you want, you can convert those assets into cash. It will work very easily. Like these markets will give liquidity. What do you mean by liquidity? Here liquidity means availability of cash. So whenever we want, we can convert our securities into cash. Why? Because in this market always buyers and sellers are available. So whenever you want, you can buy securities, and whenever you want, you can convert that securities into cash. Our another function is reducing the cost of transaction. So whenever you will enter into market, you will get full details about the companies, and these companies will get full details about market conditions. So what will happen? It won't take your much expenses, time and effort to know about these companies or to get details about these companies, right? So if solely I went to any company to get its details, what will happen? It will take lot of my time, energy and efforts. So here this has been reduced. We can directly go to the company and we can get full details about any company or anything whatever we are required. Now the biggest question is, where do we find these financial markets? So physically they doesn't have any existence. We cannot locate them geographically. Instead they work online. Basically it will reduce the cost of transactions and you can work online whenever you want. It does have some process and steps which you can learn practically. Now let's proceed our topic by seeing the types of financial markets. Basically there are two types of financial markets. They are money market and capital market. On which basis they are being divided? They are divided on the basis of instruments and the time period of these instruments. For example, money market will deal with the instruments whose maturity period will be very short, and capital market will deal with the instruments whose maturity period will be long term. So we can say that the instruments which will come in money market will have very short period of maturity. We can say 1 year, 6 months, 4 months, etc. And the instruments which comes under capital market will have the period maturity of 4 years, 5 years, 7 years, etc. So they will be called as long term instruments, right? So here you can see again capital market has been divided into two types. They are primary and secondary, but we will discuss about this part later. First we will focus about this money market part. So money market is a market for short term funds whose maturity period is up to 1 year. I have already told you that money market is for short term funds. If any company needs some amount of money or any basic institute needs some amount of money, say for 2 months, 4 months, 3 months, etc., they can go to money market and issue security. How? The period of maturity will be for only 1 year or less than 1 year. Then who are the participants of this money market? We can see RBI, commercial banks, state government, corporate houses. They are other than finance companies, mutual funds, etc. So these were the participants of money market. Let's see the features of money market. There are 4 features of money market. They are close substitutes for money. So we can call it as money also. If you are having securities, shares, bonds, etc., instead of money, you can call them as money as well. Why? Because whenever you need money, you can sell these securities and you can convert them into cash, right? So they can be substitutes for money. And unsecured short-term debt securities means they doesn't have security and they are very risky. Maybe the person can run away with investors' money. So they will be unsecured short-term or debt. Less risky because anyhow return will come, right? And it will be fixed because of debt securities. Plus you can get back your money within 1 year. So it's not very risky. Highly liquid means next to cash. So whenever you want, you can convert them into cash and it will be for short period of time. So these were the features of money market. Now let's see the instruments of money market. See, these instruments are very important from exam point of view. There are 5. So there are 5 instruments which are dealt by money market. They are commercial paper, treasury bills, call money, certificate of deposits and commercial bills. So each one of them is very important from exam point of view. Now let's discuss about each instruments. Now let's discuss about our first instrument in money market, that is commercial paper. They are short term unsecured promissory note issued by large and credit worthy. Short term we have already discussed, since they are dealt in money market, so they are of short term. And unsecured, I have already told you that there is no security and it's very risky. Promissory note means now you give me money and I am promising you to pay back your money after some time. So this is promissory note issued by large and credit worthy companies. Here, if any random person will issue these commercial papers, what will happen? Will you buy them? No, no one will buy because they are very risky and they are unsecured. Why they will not buy? Because they are very risky and they are unsecured. So what will happen? These are issued by credit worthy companies. Maturity period is 15 days to 1 year. They are dealt in money market, so their maturity period will be 15 days to 1 year. And the purpose, why will they issue commercial papers? Means the purpose is to fulfill seasonal and working capital needs. What will happen? They will need money. Obviously they will need money for their daily operations. So to meet their operations, they will issue these commercial papers and to meet flotation cost of new issue securities. So here, if any company has issued shares and new securities, they will face expenses, right? So to which we can call it as flotation cost. And to meet that flotation cost, if any company is issuing commercial paper, we call it as bridge financing. Bridge financing, it's very important, and sold at discount and redeemed at par. And our next point is sold at discount and redeemed at par. For example, commercial papers are of 5 lakh and are sold on 4 lakh 50,000. So what will happen? These 50,000 which we have reduced is our income of next generation. So this was all about commercial paper. Now let's see our next instrument in money market, that is treasury bills. These treasury bills are issued by RBI on behalf of central government to meet its short term funds requirement. So this is our next instrument in money market, and these treasury bills are issued by RBI on behalf of central government. So here central government is binding money with the help of RBI. Since RBI is a trustable body, here treasury bills are being sold in the market with the help of RBI even when they are unsecured. So issued for a minimum amount of 25,000 and its multiples. So the minimum amount of treasury bills is 25,000 and it works under the multiples of 25,000. For example, 25,000, 50,000, 75,000, 1 lakh, 1,25,000, like that. So here under this the amount of treasury bills is working under the multiples of 25,000, also known as zero coupon bonds. That means it doesn't have interest. Then if it doesn't have interest, then how the investor is earning here? See, the difference between issue price and redemption value is known as discount. That is the only return on it. So here the difference between issue price and redemption value is only the return or discount, we can say here. For example, 1 lakh of treasury bills has been issued for 90,000. So the remaining 10,000, what do we call it? We can call it as discount or we can call it as return as well. So that is only return on it. And the time period of treasury bills is 91 days, 182 days and 364 days. This is the time period of treasury bills. So this was all about treasury bills. Now let's see another instrument in money market. Call money. What do you mean by call money? It's the instrument of money market. So what happens here? Short-term finance used for interbank transactions. So it is a short-term finance. That's why it's under money market instruments, right? So it is used for interbank transactions. It means from bank to another bank. Generally, banks has to maintain some reserves. We can call them as cash reserve ratio, that is CRR. And when sometimes what happened, banks are failed to keep or to maintain those reserves. Why? Because when banks are keeping the reserves as well as they are providing loans to other peoples, right? So while they are providing loans, they will think that they will get their loans back tomorrow whenever the bank will open. But when they are failed to keep that reserves, what will happen? Here RBI, the regulatory framework, has made a policy that bank must keep reserves. So if the bank is failed to keep reserves, what will happen? The penalty will be imposed on that bank. Why? Because when it is failed to keep reserves. So to not to face this penalty, banks, what they are doing? They are borrowing money from another banks. Why? To maintain their reserves. For a short period of time, they will ask other banks to give them as a loan. So it is used to maintain CRR. Here CRR is nothing but cash reserve ratio. So to maintain CRR, cash reserve ratio, this call money has been used. And maturity period is 1 to 15 days. Means if a bank is borrowing or taking loan from another bank, so its period of maturity is 1 to 15 days. Under that 15 days, bank has to repay the loan which it has taken from another bank. Interest paid on call money is called call rate. So this topic is very important, students. You must remember that the interest which banks are paying to another banks, that is called as call rate. It's very important. It might come in your examination. So do remember, the interest which a bank is paying to another bank, that is called as call rate. So this was all about our call money. Now let's see another instrument in money market. Certificate of deposits. They are unsecured short-term instruments issued by commercial banks. So these are unsecured, means they are very risky, and short-term because they are dealt in money market and they are issued by commercial banks. So these commercial banks are issuing this certificate of deposits. During which time? At the time when they don't have liquidity or when they are in need of money, at that time these commercial banks are issuing these certificates of deposits. To whom they are issuing? They are issuing to individuals and companies. Here we can call them as participants of certificate of deposits, means the participants who are interested to take the certificate of deposits by commercial banks. Commercial bills. It is our last instrument in money market. Now these commercial bills are nothing but bills of exchange. They are short-term instruments used to finance credit sale of firms. So when firms will sell the goods by accepting the amount of credit sales, here the credit sale is indebted by buyer at future date. So at the future date, the buyer has indebted at future date here. So their maturity period is very short. Basically, the maturity period of these bills is very short. We can say it for 3 months, and it might be less than 3 months and somewhat days more than 3 months, but its maturity period will be very short. Here, bills payable and bills receivable will comes under commercial bills, and in one way we can call them as they will give debts to people. In one way we can call them like that. So these were the instruments which are dealt in money market. So let's stop our topic here and we will continue our topic in next class. Thank you.